everyone! This video will show you how to build extended chords such as the 7 chord, the 9 chord, the 11 chord, and the 13 chord. Plus, we'll also discuss suspended chords such as the sus2, sus4 chords, plus the 6 chord, and compound intervals. Now, if you already have an understanding of basic triads such as major and minor chords, then this video will make perfect sense to you. If you're just starting out and you'd like to learn music theory, check out my Easy Guitar Theory DVD. There's a link in the description to watch it on YouTube, or you can order a hard copy for yourself. We know a chord is made up of 3 or more notes. The formula for a triad is to use the 1st, 3rd, and 5th interval. The next chord extension above a triad is to build a 7th chord consisting of the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th interval. In the key of C, the 1 or C chord would build a major 7th chord because the B note is a major 7th distance from the C. 1, 3, 5, 7, or C, E, G, B. The 2 chord in the key of C will build a D minor 7 when we combine the 1, 3, 5, 7 intervals D, F, A, and C. When we rearrange these notes into a more comfortable position, we can play all 4 chord notes at the same time. Here I'm playing D, the root open, on the 4th string, A, our 5th interval, C, the 7th interval, and F, our minor 3rd. The 3 chord also produces a minor 7. The E minor 7 is made up of the notes E, G, B, D. The 4 chord will build an F major 7, F, A, C, E. The 5 chord is a major chord, G, but the 7th is F, the same distance as a minor 7th interval. Since G is not a minor chord, when we add the F note, the 5 chord in any key will be called a dominant 7th chord, or you could simply call this a 7th chord, as in G7. The 6th chord is A minor 7, A, C, E, G. The 7th chord is a B diminished chord. When we add the 7th interval, A, the B diminished chord becomes B minor 7 flat 5. So far, we have learned intervals starting with the root up to its octave. There are also compound intervals that allow you to count higher than 7. For example, the octave of the root can be called the 8th interval in addition to the 1st interval. We know that D is the 2nd interval, however, it can also be considered the 9th as well. The reason for using 9th intervals is to build a 5-note chord beyond 7th chords. When we combine the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 intervals, we now have 9th chords. In the key of C, the 1 chord made up of C, E, G, B, D will create a C major 9 chord. The 2 chord will be a D minor 9. D, F, A, C, E. The 3 chord is a little different. If you recall, for our introduction to intervals, the distance between E and F is a half step. So when we use compound intervals to build extended chords, the distance between E and the 2nd, F, is a flat 9 interval. Therefore, when we harmonize the 3rd chord as the 9th chord, we end up with an E minor 7 flat 9 chord. E, G, B, D, F. In theory, this chord is often altered from the scale by raising the F note to an F sharp. and is played as an E minor 9 chord. The 4 chord builds an F major 9, F, A, C, E, G. The 5 chord is a G9, G, B, D, F, A. The 6 chord is an A minor 9, A, C, E, G, B. And the 7th chord is a B minor 7, flat 9, flat 5, B, D, F, A, C. In theory, the 7th chord is often altered, raising the flat 9, C, to a major 9th interval, C sharp. The new chord becomes a B minor 9, flat 5 chord. There are no 10th or 12th chords in music theory. Since the basic foundation of a chord is the 1, 3, 5 intervals, when you compound intervals, these notes are already present. E is our 3rd, so in the compound intervals, E would also be a 10th. G is our 5th, and in compound, it would be the same as the 12th. To use scale notes to build the C 11th chord, we would create the C major 11, consisting of C, E, G, B, D, and F. This chord is often altered by raising the 11th interval, or F note, to a sharp 11 or F sharp note. The resulting chord is a C major 9, sharp 11. The 2 chord, D, will build a D minor 11th chord, D, F, A, C, E, and G. The 3 chord is an E minor 11, flat 9 when we stick to the scale, consisting of E, G, B, D, F, and A. It is often altered to an E minor 11 by raising the 9th to an F sharp, E, G, B, D, F sharp, A. The 4 chord creates an F major 9, sharp 11, F, A, C, E, G, B. The 5 chord is a G 11th, G, B, D, F, A, C. It is often altered to a G9 sharp 11, G, B, D, F, A, C sharp. The 6 chord is an A minor 11th, A, C, E, G, B, D. The 7th chord creates a B minor 11, flat 9, flat 5, consisting of B, D, F, A, C, E. This chord is often altered to a B minor 11, flat 5, B, D, F, A, C sharp, E. For guitar music, 13th chords usually do not include the 11th interval. When it does, the chord name must list the type of 11th interval used. For example, if the 1 chord included a sharp 11th interval, you would call the chord C major 13, sharp 11. If the 11th interval is not specified, as in C major 13, you will omit the 11th interval. So our 1 chord would be C major 13, consisting of C, E, G, B, D, and A, skipping the F or 11th interval. When a chord is lacking a 3rd interval, it is considered a suspended chord. The lack of a 3rd interval creates a neutral feel to the chord because it is not major or minor. A suspended 2nd chord, or 5 add 2 chord, uses the 1, 2, and 5 intervals. Applied to C, this is C, D, and G. The combined intervals 1, 4, and 5 make a suspended 4 chord, or a sus4 chord. Applied to C, this is C, F, and G. You can also suspend 7th through 13th chords by simply eliminating the 3rd interval and replacing it with a 4th. By taking an existing triad and adding a 2nd interval, you are creating a 2 or add 2 chord. The C2 chord would consist of C, D, E, and G. A triad plus a 6th interval will make a 6 chord. For example, C6 is C, E, G, and A. By playing a 6 chord and adding the 2nd or 9th interval, the chord becomes 6/9. To be a 6/9 chord, the 7th interval cannot be present. C6/9 would be C, D, E, G, and A. I hope that helped demystify extended chords for you. If you're interested in one-on-one guitar lessons or purchasing any of my guitar and bass DVDs, please visit markococonut.com. Be sure to hit those buttons, like, subscribe, alert, and please share this video on social media with your friends.